Yo, I know it's been a while, but I'm back. Hopefully all the Bleach lovers haven't unsubscribed yet. The trailer for Bleach's return dropped 2 days ago and it really rekindled my love for Bleach like crazy. I've been sitting here for 2 days singing "So baby now you feel like number one." Hey yo, excuse my awful singing, but with the respect, this shit is crazy. Bleach really got fully grown men singing their hearts out with this awesome remix of Ichigo'S theme. The reason why I haven't been doing these Bleach reviews is because of how bad my PC is. It can't handle exporting long videos. On the last vid, Premiere crashed like 10 times and this potato PC almost caught fire. But I've found some ways to make the load on it easier, so hopefully this video won't be a problem. I won't bore you with any more gibberish, so let's just dive right in. Oh boy, where do I begin? After the absolute peak that was the Arrancar arc, this arc is very different. Being one of the shortest arcs of Bleach, it definitely has its problems, but it is also a really well written arc, just in a very different way that I was not expecting from Kubo. After losing his powers, Ichigo has been down really bad. He is depressed with no signs of anything getting better. We know how much Ichigo loves helping people. The whole reason why he became a Shinigami was to save his sisters. And in the first arc he says that he doesn't have any grand goals, he just loves helping others out. And to have that ability taken away from him, his will to live is completely broken. At times like this, he always had Rukia to cheer him up and boost his confidence, but now because Ichigo doesn't have Soul Reaper powers, he can't even see Rukia. He denies missing her, but I'm pretty sure deep down he knows how much he needs her. From the beginning of this arc, we already noticed that this arc will be much more focused on Ichigo's personal growth as a human rather than his combat abilities. As I like to say, before this arc Ichigo was nothing but a pawn in his own story, dancing to the tune of Aizen. But now that he is out of the picture, Ichigo is the center of attention. We follow his life as he is trying to get by, getting good grades in school, even picking up a part-time job. It seems like he is coping with loss by replacing it with normal activities, but we all know that it's not enough. That fact is only strengthened when Ishida gets cut down and Ichigo isn't able to do anything to save or help him out. That's when a shady character, Ginjo Kugo, shows up. And I don't know what Kubo was smoking when he created this character, but if you want a character to be likable, then don't draw him in the shadiest way possible. And also don't name his company Execution. I'm sure you could have come up with a friendlier name for it. Kubo is really good at creating mysteries, but he is also really good at making them super obvious. I'm sorry for this rant, but if you see a man that looks like Ginjo, please don't even listen to him and straight up run. But Ichigo can't really run from him because he's in such troubled state of mind that he will accept help from anyone. It's like the situation when you are down so bad that you even consider smashing a 3 out of 10. That's how down bad Ichigo is. Well, anyways, Ginjo trains Ichigo and he acquires some very questionable powers that remind me of something that I can't say here. Kubo was tripping when he was drawing this arc, on god. While Ichigo is training, the so-called main villain of this arc, Tsukushima, is going around town slashing all of Ichigo's friends. And I gotta say, Tsukishima's full bring power was one of the highlights of this arc for me. It's such a wicked ability and I'll get to that later on. Well, Ichigo doesn't take this very lightly, so he fights Tsukushima, but because he is lacking, Ginjo helps him out. Oh, I also forgot that Tsukushima was supposedly an ally of the Execution Squad, but I don't trust a single word that comes out of Ginjo's mouth. He's way too sus for that. Also, Ginjo explained full bring powers to Ichigo. I forgot to mention that as well because I don't really think full bring powers will be that important down the line. Anyways, the fight comes to a stalemate because they were attracting too much public attention and Ichigo has another training arc, which resulted in Ichigo fully developing his full bring powers. Once again, while Ichigo was training, Tsukishima was still going around town slashing all of Ichigo's loved ones. And now let's talk about Tsukushima's power. This motherfucker has one of the most sinister abilities that I have ever seen in any manga, which truly broke Ichigo. After slashing someone, Tsukishima can basically insert himself in their memories, making it seem like he has been a part of their life for years. Basically, he can gain unwavering trust with one slash and can turn your friends into your enemies. And when Ichigo experienced this power on his sisters and his friends, I think that was the breaking point of this arc and a character-defining moment for Ichigo. The reason for Ichigo's power was turned against him. Chad and Orihime, two friends that Ichigo would probably give his life for, are now fighting against him. That truly shatters Ichigo to the point where he can't do anything but cry. And to add on to that, the one guy he had left that he thought he could trust, even though he was one of the shadiest motherfuckers on this planet, also betrayed him. Wow, who would have seen this coming? That's when Ichigo's guardian angel Rukia makes her appearance. I swear, every time Ichigo has been troubled by something, Rukia was always there to help him out. I don't understand how Kubo didn't sail the ship, I really don't. Alongside Rukia, some other very familiar faces show up too. And this was such a cool scene that truly hyped both Ichigo and the readers as well. It's beautiful to see how Ichigo went from having death battles with the Soul Society members to him being accepted by everyone to the point that they basically committed a crime that would get them executed for the sake of Ichigo. Such a brilliantly executed scene. Soul Society, once Ichigo's blood-sworn enemy, is now here to give Ichigo the one thing he needs the most: power to save everyone, and a chance for him to fight. Kubo blew it out of the park with this scene. I gotta mention this though. After the time skip, all the characters in Bleach got fine as fuck. Byakuya really rocks his hair without those stupid things on his head that he was always wearing. and Toshiro looks mad fine with long hair as well. While my eyes were having a feast looking at all the fine character designs Kubo came up with, Ginjo is revealed to be the first deputy Soul Reaper, which basically makes him Ichigo's upperclassman. And to me this is where the arc truly picked up, because Ginjo went from a shallow character to a pretty complex one. In a way he's what Ichigo would have been if he didn't have Rukia and an incredibly strong will to save people. He also dropped some pretty juicy information about Soul Society's spine on deputy Soul Reapers and not trusting them at all, which in theory should have tripped up Ichigo, but since Soul Society gave him what he needed the most, the ability to fight and save his friends, Ichigo doesn't waver in his trust and the whole arc basically comes full circle. Damn, Kubo really did have everything planned out while writing this arc, and that's why everything just fits perfectly in place. The only problem I have with this arc is the side fights. Because the arc was quite short, most execution squad members weren't given enough time to breathe. I'm pretty sure 4 of them had to share a chapter for their flashback, and to be honest, given that time constraint, Kubo did still do a damn good job exploring those characters. And finally, to put a nail in the coffin, if I'm not mistaken, Kubo has Ichigo kill a human being for the first time, which really hammers down how serious he is about making sure that his loved ones are always safe. No talk no jutsu bullshit, he just straight up kills Ginjo even though he had some sympathy towards him after finding out his past. At least that's what I think. Well, to wrap up this arc, Kenpachi is still the most menacing captain ever, Byakuya glowed up, Rukia is best girl, Riruka was also pretty nice in this arc, and tell motherfuckers to stop hating on Bleach and read between the lines because Kubo is a damn good writer. Bleach ain't just cool designs and super badass fights. Well, it's also that, but it's also much more. By the way, I'm planning on making a big video about the last arc of Bleach for anime onlys, which will release close to when the anime will reboot. This journey was hella enjoyable, and I'm glad I was able to experience it with you guys. This has been your anime best friend Irui, like, sub, and I'll see you in the next one, motherfucker!